Ever thought about why some rich folks don't seem super fancy? Watch the full video to find out why and learn how you can be like them. You won't need to scream, "I'm wealthy." Greetings, Luxo lovers. Today's video explores the growing trend of stealth wealth and quiet luxury as a fashion. Before we begin, we express our gratitude for your consistent support, which means a lot to us. To help us reach a wider audience, we kindly request you to give this video a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and share it with others. Keep in mind, Luxo-Life is all about success, what it means, and how to achieve it. Thank you, dear Luxo lovers. Let's begin by understanding what stealth wealth means. It's a pretty straightforward idea where someone with money keeps it hidden from others, like friends, family, or co-workers. Instead of showing off their wealth, they live a more low-key lifestyle. Unlike some rich folks who wear fancy clothes, give extravagant gifts, or show off on social media, people who practice stealth wealth don't want to draw attention to their wealth. They'd rather keep things simple and enjoy the real benefits of being rich. So, what are these benefits? One big advantage of practicing stealth wealth is that it gives you the freedom to make choices in your life without constantly worrying about money. You can pick your job, travel, and do the things you love without being held back by money concerns. This means you get to live life on your own terms, instead of trying to look rich to impress others. Another great thing about it is that you feel safer. When you don't show off your wealth, you're less likely to attract unwanted attention or people who might want to take advantage of you. It's like staying under the radar and protecting your money. You can relax knowing that your financial situation is private and secure. Stealth wealth also gives you more choices in life. You can use your money for personal growth or to help others. Whether it's learning new things, starting a business, or giving to charities, you can do it without making a big show of your wealth. This quiet generosity lets you make a positive impact without drawing too much attention to yourself. Lastly, practicing stealth wealth lets you be yourself. You don't have to use fancy things to define who you are. You can focus on your real values, talents, and personality. This helps you build meaningful relationships with people who like you for who you are, not just for what you own. It's a way to feel genuinely happy and true to yourself. Now let's talk about how this works. The stealth part comes from how people dress. Instead of wearing flashy designer clothes, they choose simple and relatable outfits. You might have heard about Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg doing this. They dress modestly to downplay their wealth. The idea of dressing modestly is tied to how people see and react to how others look. When you choose to wear simple and plain clothes, it makes others see you as someone who doesn't care much about showing off their money. They won't immediately think, "Oh, this person must be really rich." This way, you can fit in more easily with different people. For example, if you meet someone wearing super fancy, expensive clothes, you'd probably guess they have a lot of money. But if you meet someone dressed in regular, unflashy clothes, you might not think about their money right away. This helps you blend in with others without everyone thinking you're rich. So, dressing modestly is like a kind of disguise for your financial situation. It lets you go about your social life without everyone making quick judgments about how much money you have. This not only makes you feel more comfortable, but also lets people get to know the real you, not just what you wear. In short, it's about controlling what others think about you and letting your true self shine without people jumping to conclusions about your wealth based on your appearance. Meanwhile, there's this cool thing called quiet luxury that's been rising in popularity. Basically, it's all about keeping it classy with your clothes without going overboard. Picture this. You're wearing well-made, simple outfits that make you look like you've got loads of money, even if you don't. It's like that old money vibe, you know? The kind where people seem rich without trying too hard. This whole quiet luxury deal really got popular after the TV show Succession hit the screens. It's like the show made everyone sit up and notice this style. So, you might be wondering what exactly it is. Well, it's all about being understated but still looking top-notch. You won't find flashy logos or crazy patterns here. Instead, it's about well-tailored stuff that fits just right and makes you feel like $1,000,000. Think of it as a kind of fashion where less is more. You won't see people covered in bling or showing off like crazy. It's more about that confident, effortless elegance. You could say it's about dressing up, but not screaming for attention. So, next time you see someone looking super chic in simple clothes, just know they might be rocking the quiet luxury trend without even saying a word. Now, here's the part where they're kinda similar. Both stealth wealth and quiet luxury steer clear of the flashy stuff. No big logos, no crazy colors. They're like the opposite of new money, where people try too hard to show off their wealth. In both cases, it's about not being overly showy or ostentatious. To sum it up, stealth wealth is all about staying low-key with your money, while quiet luxury is about quietly showing off your class and exclusivity. They're like two sides of the same coin, both saying, "I've got style and money, but I don't need to shout it from the rooftops." Now that we know about the difference of stealth wealth and quiet luxury, let's delve into the evolution of style and perceptions of wealth. Throughout history, the way people dressed and how wealth was perceived has gone through quite the transformation. Back in the day, having a lot of money often meant showing it off in a big flashy way. If you were rich, you wanted everyone to know it, and your clothes were like a walking billboard of your wealth. It was all about flaunting your riches, no matter how gaudy or over the top it seemed. But then, things began to change. As we moved into more modern times, especially in the 20th century, there was a shift in how people viewed wealth and style. The idea of old money started gaining traction. This meant that if your family had been rich for generations, you didn't feel the need to shout about it. Instead, it was about being understated and classy. The focus shifted from being flashy to being tasteful and exclusive. Fast forward to today, and we've got two interesting trends: stealth wealth and quiet luxury. Both of these are a reaction to the flashy, logo-covered clothing that became popular in the late 20th century. In a world where everyone seemed to be shouting about their wealth with big logos and bright colors, some folks decided to dial it down a notch. Let's take a closer look at how style and perceptions of wealth evolved through specific examples in history. Back in the day, there was quite a divide between the Vanderbilts and the Astors, two prominent American families. This divide exemplified the contrasting approaches to displaying wealth. The Vanderbilts, known for their lavish lifestyles, were all about flaunting their riches with extravagant clothing and grandiose displays. On the other hand, the Astors, with their old money background, preferred understatement and classiness. They didn't need to shout about their wealth. It simply emanated from their refined taste and subtle fashion choices. Jumping ahead to the 1950s, we witnessed the rise of the Ivy League look. This style was inspired by the clothing worn by upper-class folks and became quite popular among young men. It was all about clean-cut, well-tailored clothing that oozed sophistication. Fast forward to the 1980s, and we saw the emergence of the preppy style. This was characterized by casual, colorful, and youthful fashion choices, which embraced a carefree yet affluent vibe. In the 1990s, minimalism took center stage. The fashion scene shifted towards understated sophistication, where less was more. People were all about simple, clean lines and muted colors, reflecting a desire for a more modest and elegant appearance. However, as we entered the 2000s, influenced by pop culture and media, there was a noticeable shift towards ostentatious displays of wealth. Logos, bling, and flashy outfits were all the rage. Then came the 2008 economic recession, and fashion took a U-turn. It became minimalist once again, mirroring a broader societal shift away from flaunting wealth. People started to appreciate simplicity and quality over conspicuous consumption. This period marked a return to understated luxury, a nod to the idea that true style and wealth didn't need to shout to be recognized. So, in a way, we've come full circle. Once upon a time, the rich were seen as vulgar because they flaunted their wealth too much. Now, being understated and exclusive is the new way to show you got it going on. It's like we've learned that real style and wealth don't need to scream to be noticed. The world of fashion and style, the rise of stealth wealth and quiet luxury has become a fascinating study of style. These trends are not just about clothing. They're a reflection of how we perceive wealth and style in today's society. It's like a case study of how we want to present ourselves to the world. First, let's talk about the old money aesthetic. This style is all about drawing inspiration from generational wealth. It's about looking timeless and elegant, as if you've been born into privilege and sophistication. People who embrace the old money aesthetic don't need to follow every fleeting fashion trend. Instead, they focus on pieces that withstand the test of time. It's a way of saying, I've got style, and I don't need to chase the latest fads to prove it. On the flip side, there's the new money style, which sometimes gets a bad rap. It's often associated with being flashy and tacky. Here's where it gets interesting. New money style has drawn inspiration from black fashion, which raises some important questions. It begs us to examine our biases and prejudices when it comes to what's considered stylish and what's not. What may be seen as stylish in one context can be labeled as tacky in another, and often, these judgments are deeply rooted in societal perceptions and biases. Stealth wealth and quiet luxury emerge as responses to this evolving landscape of style and wealth perception. These trends reject the flashy and overt displays of new money style. Instead, they opt for a more understated approach, one that emphasizes exclusivity and quality over showiness. Now, let's dig deeper into quiet luxury and what sets it apart from the crowd. At first glance, some folks might dismiss it as dull or snobby. After all, it doesn't scream for attention with flashy logos or ostentatious designs. But that's precisely what makes it unique. Quiet luxury is all about simplicity, professionalism, and investing in pieces that stand the test of time. Critics may label it as boring, but its supporters see it differently. They value quality over quantity, preferring a wardrobe filled with pieces that can be worn for years without going out of style. Think of it as a wise investment. Instead of constantly chasing the latest trends and buying lots of cheap items, those who embrace quiet luxury opt for a more sustainable and timeless approach. Sure, brands like Brunello Cucinelli and Ralph Lauren might be out of reach for many people. Their price tags can be quite hefty. But here's the thing, the quiet luxury aesthetic is not limited to high-end designers. You don't need to break the bank to achieve this look. It's more about focusing on timeless staples that can be found in various price ranges. Let's break it down. In a quiet luxury wardrobe, you'll find classic pieces like well-tailored suits, high-quality leather shoes, and elegant accessories. These are the building blocks of the style. They may cost a bit more upfront, but in the long run, they save you money because you won't need to replace them every season. In conclusion, our journey through the evolution of style and wealth perceptions, we've seen how fashion trends have shifted from the showy displays of old to the understated elegance of quiet luxury and stealth wealth. These styles reflect a desire for quality over quantity, embracing timeless pieces that convey sophistication without the need for flashy logos or excessive spending. While some may critique these trends as dull or snobbish, they offer a fresh perspective on what it means to be stylish and wealthy, emphasizing a mindset that values substance over superficiality. Ultimately, whether you're drawn to the old money aesthetic or the more attainable quiet luxury, the common thread is the recognition that true style need not shout to make a statement in our ever-evolving world of fashion. And that's all for today's video, Luxo lovers. We hope that in today's video, you learned something. If you did, please like this video, comment your thoughts, and share it with others so we can reach a wider audience. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe to Luxo-Life and hit that notification bell so you can stay updated. See you in the next one!